So please hope we are able to download the setup exam. Please, were we able to download?
Mine had a problem. It couldn't finish.
Okay. So I was supposed to continue from where I left yesterday. So I know you know where we can download the exam. So let's try to install on our machine. So let me share my screen. Okay. So I have my setup at the download. Okay. So download programs. Okay. So I have the exam. This is the setup. So let's take a few minutes to go through the steps. Let's take a few minutes to go through the steps. So I'll double click it.
Hello?
Okay. So I'll click on yes to accept the installment and wait for it to load all the files.
And Ellen Brobe unless the mother. Why the mother?
Okay.
Why the mother again?
So I'm waiting for it to. I have a lot of applications on it, so this will. Okay. So today you will learn how to install, then how to also the setup started. Then we will learn how to run, like turn on our server. So I'll click on yes to accept. That's a warning that user account control. I'll click on OK. But I already have XAMPP installed on it, so I will not save it. So I'll move to the next, then next. So basically, it will store as in our local drive C in a new folder called XAMPP. I'm already have XAMPP, so if I click next, I'll have a problem or an error, a warning showing that the selected folder is not empty. Okay, so for you, you click on next, then next, then you wait for it to install. You wait for the server to the XAMPP to install. So I'll cancel. Then I'll like someone to share his or her screen so that we can all have a feel. Anyone who have download the XAMPP. Please, is anyone having the XAMPP?
I don't have computer, so I don't have XAMPP.
Oh, okay. So it seems that if not, we are not able to download. So let's quickly move back, or let's let me take you through how to download the XAMPP. Okay, so I'll share my screen again. So let me open my browser. So I'll quickly move to navigate to Google.
Who has program?
Okay, so sorry, I'll move to Google, then I'll type XAMPP, or I can quickly type ApacheFriends.org in my address bar to navigate to their site.
Oh, then you are doing well.
So I'll quickly move to the official site.
But until personally, I will not give you that credit.
Okay. So how we wait, you will learn how to get our XAMPP to run after we have installed our XAMPP. So we can start our XAMPP by two ways. We either move to our start menu, then you type XAMPP. So we have it here. You click on it to start our XAMPP. You open our configuration or our control panel. Then we will start our Apache there.
Okay, I'll give you one.
Okay. So if you use the start menu and you don't find it, you open your file explorer, then you navigate to where you install it. So mine is at the drive C. Then I have XAMPP here. I open it, scroll to the bottom. I have XAMPP control here. So I double click it to open it. So I have my XAMPP being open, but so let me show it. So by default, these two are not working. So this is our control panel, XAMPP control panel. So what you'll be doing, you will need the Apache. You will need this one, the Apache, and MySQL. But for now, you don't need the MySQL, you need only the Apache. So you start the Apache. Please hope you understand.
Yes. Ahora,
Please, can I move on?
I will this. Ebe? Makengo ni daraji. Makengo ni daraji.
So I have my Apache running. So I'll minimize it all. So I'll open my text editor.
Ebe?
Then I would like to create a new file.
I'm in a coffee here.
Okay. So before we can run a PHP script, we have to save it in our server. That's the local host that we have. Okay. So talking about the local host, when we open our drive C,
Piamanyabela
Sam,
Elembelezo.
we have a folder
You are
called
deceiving me now.
htdocs. So when we open it, this is
I
this
was
is
not
where
there.
we can save our work. We have to save all PHP related
Mm-hmm.
works in this folder before it can run. So
Uh-huh.
PHP
Again.
save,
Elolua.
then I'll navigate to C drive to XAMPP, then
Dole
htdocs.
tipi.
So maybe
Like too small.
tutorials.
Joseph, can you mute everybody's mic? There's noise in the background.
Okay. Okay. So PHP have a file extension of .php. So we save PHP with the extension .php. So we have to make sure that we have the all file as our save as type. So then I'll save it in my htdoc folder. So this is where our work is. We can find our work at this this place. This is the tutorial.php. So before we can have this particular piece of file to run on our browser, okay, so this is our XAMPP. Because we want the Windows version, we click on this one to start to download our XAMPP. So let's quickly run our PHP file. So before we can run, we have to navigate to where our server is. So we use our localhost. So with this localhost, it's like navigating through this PC to the local drive C, XAMPP, then htdocs. The whole of this information is what I typed as localhost. Then the file name. So supposing it was to be in a different folder, then the folder name, then followed by the PHP script. So since we don't have it in a folder, I'll type tutorial.php, then I run. Okay. Object not found. This may be as a result of maybe wrong spelling, or it couldn't find. So this is it. So htdocs, then tutorial.php. That's PHP. Okay, we have our PHP script being run. Since we have nothing on our page, that's why we have an empty web page. So we have our script being run. So let's move on and talk about PHP syntax, and where in our web page we can write PHP codes. Okay, so every PHP file begins with this, the less than, question mark, then PHP. Then the information goes in here. Then we use the question mark, then the greater than sign. So this indicates that every information within this is a PHP script. So with this, when I try to type anything that is not in accordance to their syntax, it will show me an error. So we can have a full web page being right in PHP, and also we can have um, HTML Word document which includes PHP. Okay, so um, let's talk something small about displaying information on our page. So in PHP, we use the word echo. We use the word echo to show or to display information. So either echo or we use the word echo or print to display information on our web page. So let's look at something. So for example, I want to display a piece of information that this is a PHP page. So I will use echo. Then, pardon me, we'll talk about data types. So we have string, this is a string file. So this is a PHP script. Okay, so with this, then we have to end it with a semicolon. Without this semicolon, it will show us an error. So we end every PHP statement with a semicolon. So I'll save it again, then move to my web browser. So I have my local host tutorial.php, then refresh. So as you can see, there is it. This is a PHP script. So let's take, for example, I ignored this semicolon and I'll save it. Then refresh my browser again. It shows nothing at this time, but trust me, PHP is not a forgiving language. It will penalize you whenever you omit just a single thing. Okay, so let's move to print. So the print, the same thing. Um, this is a PHP makes a print to differentiate, then save. Okay, so refresh my browser. So I have it this way. So please hope you've understood what we've done for today. We've learned how to install, then run our XAMPP, and also how to run a PHP script. And we've learned about the print and the echo, which is used to display information on the web browser, or we used to display information for the web browser to